What if the moon suddenly vanished? Imagine looking up at the night sky. The stars are shining, but something feels wrong. You wait for the familiar glow of the full moon to rise above the horizon, but it never comes. The moon, the silent companion of Earth for over 4.5 billion years, has vanished without warning. No explosion, no trace. Just gone. At first you might think it's only a strange astronomical event, but the truth is, the disappearance of the moon would mark the beginning of one of the greatest catastrophes in human history. Aka, the first nights without the moon. The absence of the moon would be noticed immediately. Nights would become much darker than we are used to. The moon reflects sunlight, brightening our nights so that even without artificial light, humans and animals can see. Without it, the world would be plunged into almost complete darkness once the sun sets. For stargazers, the sky might look more spectacular. Billions of stars would be visible with breathtaking clarity. But for humanity as a whole, the loss of moonlight would be deeply unsettling. Throughout history, the moon has guided travelers, inspired myths, and shaped cultures. Its sudden disappearance would shock societies, trigger panic, and even give rise to apocalyptic beliefs. Tides and chaos. One of the moon's most important roles is controlling Earth's tides. The gravitational pull of the moon moves massive amounts of ocean water every single day. Without it, the tides would collapse almost overnight. Coastal ecosystems that depend on tidal rhythms, like mangroves, estuaries, and coral reefs, would face collapse. Marine species that evolved to live with tides would be thrown into chaos. Birds, fish, and countless other creatures would lose their patterns of feeding and breeding. But the tides wouldn't completely disappear. The sun also pulls on Earth's oceans, but its tidal effect is weaker, about one-third the strength of the moon's. So tides would still exist, but they would be much smaller and less predictable. The oceans as we know them would change forever. Earth's axis and climate disaster. The moon does more than shape tides. It stabilizes Earth's tilt. Right now, our planet's axis tilts at about 23.5 degrees, which gives us our seasons. But this tilt is not fixed. It naturally wobbles. Without the moon's stabilizing pull, Earth's tilt could swing wildly over time, from nearly 0 degrees to as much as 45 degrees. What would that mean? If the tilt decreased to nearly zero, seasons would vanish. The world would experience constant, unchanging climates, and ecosystems adapted to seasonal rhythms would collapse. If the tilt increased dramatically, seasons would become extreme. Imagine summer temperatures soaring far beyond what we know today, and winters freezing entire continents. Agriculture would be devastated, and food supplies would collapse. And climate instability would ripple through every corner of the globe. Humanity might survive, but civilization as we know it would face unimaginable challenges. The biological clock broken. Life on Earth has evolved in rhythm with the moon. Many species use moonlight and lunar cycles for reproduction, hunting, and migration. Sea turtles lay eggs on beaches during specific phases of the moon. Corals synchronize their spawning with the full moon. Even humans are influenced by lunar cycles more than we realize. Our sleep patterns, mental health, and cultural traditions have been tied to the moon for millennia. Without it, many species would lose their natural clocks. The delicate balance of ecosystems would collapse, possibly leading to mass extinctions. Humanity would adapt, but only at the cost of losing biodiversity forever. Night predators and human civilization. In the wild, predators rely on moonlight to hunt. Lions, wolves, and other nocturnal animals adjust their behavior, depending on how bright the night is. Without the moon, darkness would become absolute. For prey animals, this might seem like an advantage. But predators would adapt, becoming stealthier and more dangerous. The balance between hunter and hunted would change, altering entire food chains. For humans, darker nights would mean relying even more on artificial light. Cities would glow brighter than ever, worsening light pollution and energy demands. Rural and undeveloped areas would be plunged into darkness, changing the way people live, travel, and feel about nighttime itself. Fear of the dark, once nearly forgotten in modern cities, might return as a powerful part of human psychology. Earthquakes and volcanoes. Some scientists believe that the moon's gravity also plays a subtle role in the movement of Earth's crust. Its pull slightly deforms our planet, creating tiny but constant stresses in the lithosphere. If the moon vanished, Earth's tectonic balance could be disrupted. Would this trigger more earthquakes and volcanic eruptions? It's hard to predict. Some regions might experience fewer tectonic movements, while others could see devastating increases. Either way, the disappearance of the moon would change the delicate forces shaping our planet's geology. Tum. Space consequences. The moon is not just a nightlight, it's also a shield. Its gravity helps deflect asteroids and comets, reducing the number of impacts on Earth. Without it, Earth would become more vulnerable to collisions from space. Over millions of years, this could increase the risk of catastrophic impacts like the one that wiped out the dinosaurs. In addition, the moon has inspired humanity to reach for the stars. It was the first world we visited, the training ground for space exploration. Without it, humanity might lose its stepping stone into the cosmos. Future generations would look up and see only emptiness, with no nearby world to dream of visiting. Cultural and psychological impact. Beyond science, the loss of the moon would shake the human spirit. The moon has been a symbol of love, mystery, and inspiration across all cultures. Poets wrote about it, lovers admired it, and religions worshipped it. Its disappearance would create a cultural void. People might feel profound grief, as if a close companion of humanity had died. Nighttime rituals, festivals, and even languages built around the moon would lose their meaning. For billions of people, the night sky would never feel the same again. Could humanity survive without the moon? The short answer, yes, but barely. Humanity has the technology to adapt to darker nights, weaker tides, and shifting climates. But survival would come at enormous cost. Entire ecosystems would collapse, species would vanish, and civilization would face constant instability. Our planet would remain habitable, but the world would feel alien. The moon is more than just a rock orbiting Earth. It is a stabilizing force that makes life as we know it possible. Without it, Earth would become a harsher, more unpredictable, and lonelier place. So, final reflection. So, what if the moon suddenly vanished? At first, it might seem like just another strange astronomical event, but soon tides would collapse, ecosystems would fall apart, climates would swing wildly, and human civilization would be forced to fight for survival. The moon is not just a beautiful light in the sky, it is the silent guardian of Earth, shaping our planet in ways we rarely notice. Perhaps this thought experiment reminds us of something important. The balance of our world is fragile. The moon, the sun, the tilt of our planet, the oceans, the ecosystems, all are connected in a delicate dance. Lose one piece and everything begins to crumble. So next time you look up at the moon, remember, it is not just decoration, it is the reason life on Earth is stable, predictable, and rich. The moon is our companion, our protector, and our silent partner in the journey of life. Without it, the Earth and humanity would never be the same.